Will the driver behind think of stopping, or will they just follow you and block those? So sometimes it's quite a good idea for you to stop, even though you might be able to get a bit further on, because the driver behind might not be thinking so much of you.
Yeah.
Right, I just want to take you back to the last two junctions that we've done. First one with the lad on the motorbike behind us.
Yeah.
If you were to come out of that junction again, is there anything you'd do differently?
Slower, because I flew round it and then I nearly, I had to really straighten myself up instead of just going around it smoothly.
What caused you to go a bit faster than you really wanted? Was it anything to do with him, or was it just...
I don't know, I think in the back of my mind I knew he was right there and I just put too much accelerator on.
When we moved off, how important at that junction was it that you were at the biting point immediately you took the handbrake off?
Quite important, because it was a busy...
Was the road level, uphill or downhill?
Downhill, so I could have taken the handbrake off and rolled down a bit and
just
then
brought the clutch up as you're going. Yeah. And the traffic lights where we turned left and then the junction to turn right to come in here, is there anything that you felt that you could do differently at either of those?
I don't know whether I should have been in second gear when I went around the first, and the second one I stopped and then I didn't start for a long time. So.
Okay, so let's take the first one. The fact that you are even aware that a gear change, a different gear might have been appropriate, is quite impressive. So you feel second gear might have been better to go around that turn?
Yeah, because I was going on to a slower side road and I didn't know what was round the corner, so I might have had to slow down.
Right.
Quickly.
Yeah. So why would second gear have been better?
Good question. Would I have had a bit more just control over what was happening, and I could have started and stopped quicker?
Yeah, absolutely. And what about the next junction where we stopped?
Well, I didn't really need to fully stop because it was clear. I could have slowly and then kept going, but I stopped and then it took me a while to start again. But if I'd approached it a bit slower, I could have...
So, I wouldn't disagree with any of that, and if you'd approached that a bit slower, what else could you have done to give you a bit more control?
Drop down into gear 1, so then I could have started again quicker if I had to stop, because I stopped and then I had to change gear and then...
So as you approach that, I can't disagree with anything what you're saying there. So, getting wet. So if you'd approach that junction a bit slower, gone down to first gear, because the other part of it is, what did that junction, the last one we did where we turned right, what did it look like before you got there? Any thoughts about...
I didn't have great vision, so I should have gone into it a lot slower so I didn't have to... So if it was clear I could have not completely stopped, but I was going too fast, so I had to completely stop so I could check if it was clear.
So is all of that part of this awareness and seeing things, not just what's ahead, but what's inside? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
I told you, Dan, she'd analyse it for us, isn't she? Can you just pass me my iPad, Dan, please? Of course. Right, so we're going to have a little look at the Ring of Satan.
Oh yeah.
We're not, just turn the engine off for a moment. I had actually saved some really nice pictures on here with learner cars at different points on the roundabout, and for some stupid reason I seem to have deleted them all, so I have to do them all again. Anyway, in a little moment we are somewhere just over here at the moment. We're going to come up to the roundabout, and as part of this idea of looking at lanes, this roundabout, it's not generally very high speed approach, whereas the Sandygate one, coming from either side of it, not so much on the M5, well, it's coming off the M5 as well, it's quite high speed approach. They're both traffic light controlled, so I don't really treat them as roundabouts, I treat them as separate junctions as well. But we've got some lane choices to make, and we're going to come from here and go down there. Now, as you come along here, we have 3 lanes. I don't know whether you can see the arrows for each lane, how clear they are to you.
Yeah.
So that one is,
Go right.
that one is,
Go left.
and this one,
Straight ahead.
and
Is it?
yeah, there is a little right
right
arrow on there. Yeah. Now back here somewhere there's a massive great sign that tells you if you go right you go towards Plymouth and Torquay, if you go straight ahead you go to Topsham, and if you go up here you go to Oniton and I don't know, can't remember what else is on there. Which is, oh great, it's nice to know where those roads lead to, but it's not really that great in terms of what lanes you need to be in. But there is another sign that does give you the lane information, and it's worth seeing that. So this is part of this scanning the side of the road, because that sign comes long before you see these arrows.
Yeah.
Now, out of choice, when we want to turn right, which of those lanes would you choose to get into?
The middle one, the one on the
Okay.
closest to the left.
Right. And when we get here, so we've got traffic lights here,
Yeah.
and we've got a yellow box. I think it's been repainted because actually the road here is now only 2 lanes, it's not 3.
Yeah.
We've got traffic lights and we've got a yellow box. There's a little sign here as well which reconfirms the lanes. So which lane are we going to head to from here when the lights go green?
The middle one?
Yep, we're still going to be in the middle as long as we've got space.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of space there.
Okay.
And this is where we're turning right. So when the lights are green here and there's nothing blocking our exit, which lane are we going to head to as we turn right?
The one on the left? Yeah, that one. Or
Have we done this before?
no, but I remember on the theory test pro something about roundabouts.
Oh, there are some people who it's a joy to teach.
I got people on 25 lessons who haven't got it that quick and touch them roundabout.
Well, we've got the theory. We've got the theory. I did this with Eloise yesterday. We did the theory of Patterson's Cross. The practice was significantly different. Yeah, oh, well done. And so we leave in the left-hand lane.
Yeah.
Now, what if there's a load of traffic here and that lane's empty?
Then go
Do we use it?
Yeah.
So tell me where we're going to be at this point of the roundabout.
In the right again.
And where we're going to be here.
The middle one.
Yeah. So if you're stopped or whatever you're doing here, if we're in the middle lane, your only interest is, apart from traffic, there could be idiots who might forget the lights are red. The only lane of interest to you is that one.
Yeah.
If we're here, the only lane of interest to you is that one. So if you choose, as you did as your first objective, the middle lane, the middle, fabulous answer, left, we will leave the roundabout and be in which lane?
The left.
Yeah. If we choose this one, we'll be in that lane and we will leave the roundabout
In the right lane.
so you've just got a little bit extra to do
Bit of merging.
once you've left. So that's yeah, left lane, as you know, is preferable the lane we ought to be driving in, but yeah, there's a little bit less to do when we're around there.
Yeah.
Okay, now the question is, who's doing what at the first attempt to get round there in terms of our responsibilities and roles?
I'd quite like to try, and then if I'm doing something wrong, I think now we've spoken to it, I think I pretty much sort of know what I want to try and get these windscreen wipers back on. I'll let these people do what they're going to do.
Oh, we've been shopping. What have we bought? Oh, no, we just
Continuous recording will now
Oh,
start.
we're
stolen
stopping.
goods. We're changing them from one.
Yeah, we're stopping cars.
He's a fence.
Right, now I've got to remember how to put the back one on.
What else about the back windscreen now we've been sat here for a while?
Bit foggy.
So?
Don't know. Stop breathing so much.
Any thoughts as to how to demist the back windscreen? Ever seen Mum or Dad do it?
Don't know, make it a bit colder.
Oh, thanks. I've brought my jumper with me.
I'm not sure.
Well, it's got those bars across it are electric heating elements. So anything we could switch on to try and heat it up a bit?
Make it warmer. I don't know.
There is a switch that is specifically there for the back windscreen.
Oh, I'm going to have to look at all the pictures again. Is it on this bit? Or is it somewhere over here?
Well, if you're going to do the front windscreen, have you got, the answer is it is over here somewhere.
That one? That one's got a...
Looks like it's got sort of a curly arrow on it.
Yeah, going towards
Is that pointing towards the back? As it could
Yeah.
be. Anything on there that looks as though it could be something to do with heat?
That one?
Shall we try that and see what that does? It is that one, but it's not going to be instant.
Oh, it does it with the little lines first. Oh no, they really aren't making it easy for me, are they?
Well, the question is, how long is he going to be there for? He's not switched the engine off.
I reckon it's a leave the kid and get back on with it.
Yeah.
Oh no, didn't we watch this last week? The kid's got to open the gate or something. Or is he just going to drive off?
Well, I think he's got. I think he might have struggled to do that with these two cars parked here.
Yeah.
But looks like you're right. Well, that's even better now, isn't it?
Or are we not? No, we're not.
Perhaps he's just checking that the child had actually got in the house.
Maybe.
Possibly. Right. Crack on. The objective today is not to do hill starts off the edge of Everest. Okay, the objective today is Countess Weir, so I won't be stopping you right up the top there today. Is it worth going now?
No.
That's why we moved backwards then rather than forwards, wasn't it? I thought we were doing awareness and seeing things around us.
I was too busy about what was going on behind me.
Oh, right.
Right.
Where else are we checking? What point do you want to be doing that? Before you go or just as you go?
Just before you go.
Because if there's something there and you've started going...
Poor cyclist is going to be on the floor.
Yeah. So we'll take the next road on the left. Signal 2 seconds later mirrors. But at least they're done.
I did it again.
End of this road we'll turn left. What are you going to get first this time?
Mirrors. A bit far away from the junction, but
Oh, there's no other road, but it's not. Well
there's
done.
a child.
It's not as if I don't think anybody would have expected you to turn in one of those driveways. There is a school just down there, that's why there's a fair bit of activity here at the moment.
Schools everywhere in Exeter.
He has anticipated something coming.
Okay, my friends, we didn't really fancy going today.
Well, if that driver came round a bit slower, do you think he might have been able to pull in there?
Yeah.
Next road on the right. Turning left. Another generally very quiet road. There's nothing wrong with these, unless you're getting fed up with listening to it. So again, Topsham Road gets a much longer go at the lights. And if we were nearer, you'd be able to see the lights along there change just before yours did. You're telling anybody now what you're going to do, because there's a few school children around. Don't take forever to get up here, because you'll find the lights will change again. Come. Comes the roundabout.
We're going right.
So turning right, third exit. Are you going to want to put a signal on or not?
Not.
Is there an alternative direction you can go from this lane?
No.
Sure?
Yeah?
Look at the arrows on the road.
No.
No, look.
Yeah,
There is, yeah, so you've got to keep the signal on. Just be slow enough here to look to see. Well done.
Sorry to car behind me, but we're following the rules.
Which way are we going?
That way.
Signal just came off. Is there a possibility that somebody could be silly here and try and head for your lane as well? Can you get into that lane?
No.
No, you can't. No.
They're not making it easy for me, are they?
What's the chances of somebody behind tooting now? Because that's what some ignorant person might do who can't even see the road.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a green light, why aren't you going? No, look, and look now. That's the other thing you've got to do here. Fun roundabout this at times.
I can't work out if there's another learner behind me because he's got his mask on.
I don't think it is.
But
you can see the green light just here. So just a moment or two before, there we are, ours are about to change. Does that look a bit easier this time?
Yeah.
Helped by the driver who's just gone that way going through a red light as well.
Oh, hello my friend. You weren't supposed to do that. Good thing I didn't start very quickly.
Well, I was just going to say the same, yeah. Terrific, that was.
still alive.
Now the traffic lights up ahead, we'll turn left immediately after them. Where's that clutch?
Not down.
Well, it's not now.
It was, but it shouldn't have been.
Just put over on the left in a convenient place. How's that?
Wasn't too bad actually.
So, go on.
I didn't notice that light had switched, so that was the one thing that I was looking to see whether the road was clear, and I needed to make sure to remember to check that light.
So next time, you'll remember it.
Yeah.
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 You got unlucky first time that you had a vehicle with a pretty long trailer. But what do you think of the driver who followed that vehicle through the traffic lights and their anticipation and awareness?
Not great.
Because they're stopped in the
Yeah.
yellow box. Yeah. But it's sometimes you can sit when it's really busy. You can sit at those lights through 2 or 3 light changes and just not go each time. And then you get somebody. Almost certainly not the driver right behind you, but somebody a little bit further back who cannot see what's going on round there, who just starts tooting. I don't know whether you saw the thing I've loaded onto Fenton Focus last week.
Yeah, I think Mum said about the person that.
It was with Eloise.
Yeah.
We were just about to turn into the car park. Eloise knows who the girl is who drove.
Oh.
Who was driving. So that's why I put don't name or shame, because we already know who it is. But yeah, and we had a van right behind us, and nobody was tooting. The van driver was really patient.
Yeah.
But there were 2 other cars that this girl overtook, as well as the van and us. There's the turning the car park, and anybody could have just turned out of there. You know, it's wonderful, it really was. And then you've just had that guy come from the right hand lane, right turn only, the arrows say there, straight across the absolutely right. Thank goodness you didn't go as promptly as you could have done, 'cause that could have been fun.
Yeah, that one wouldn't have been great.
So in terms of doing that roundabout again, do you want to have a go at it again now, or do you think that if we come there another time, I'd be able to sort that out without too much problem?
I don't mind. Happy to go again,
Well, the alternative is to end up going down there and coming back up and doing the right turn towards Topsham. There's another right turn on it.
Yeah. That's my favourite hill start where I got beeps at.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
So
just to turn the engine off for a moment, because what we could, I'm thinking, from where I'm sat, I think you did pretty well with that roundabout. For somebody, because very often it's. Oh, can you talk me through this? Can you, and we take 2 or 3 goes. And the thing for me is, next time we come here, how much of that have you remembered and how much can you do? Because that's one of those places that I want to tick off people in terms of test readiness.
Yeah.
If you can do that without any, and you're confident you know where you should be on the roundabout, then if you had to do that on your driving test, it's no problem to you.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to have a look at a slightly different situation now, a different right turn. We're going to go down there in a minute, and we're going to come up Bridge Road, and we're going to turn right towards Topsham.
Yeah.
Now the picture isn't quite so far back from the roundabout, but I'll just let you know this time there is just 1 lane for turning right.
Okay.
We haven't got a choice here.
Yeah.
And we've still got the same thing, traffic lights here.
Yeah.
You can't see in the shadows here the road markings because they've probably faded anyway, but this is a straight on
Okay.
and a right turn lane. So are we going to need a signal here? We're going to turn right, remember, and this is you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
because you can go straight on.
Yeah.
Now, whereas before we chose our lane here, this time you are going to choose your lane here, and you have two choices:
Okay.
left or middle. Ideally, which of those two would you like to head for?
The left one.
Look how little space there is here
Yeah.
compared to there.
Yeah. So it might have, if the middle there's room, go for the middle.
How much room is there here? It's not that much different to that one.
No.
And two vehicles
Yeah.
filled that one. So what sort of speed do you want to be doing here?
Not very fast, so I can stop before the...
Treat this as a giveaway line.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we came around here, I just gave you a little prompt as we got here about what was going on over there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how far you'd looked or really anticipated the traffic, but it,
Yeah.
you know, I just gave you a little prompt about, oh, can we go? So it's worth just making sure, because there's the view here round the bend, as you'll see when we get there, ain't great.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's knowing you could be in either of those. That's the key to this. And there is a choice. Can we get into either of them? Am I
Okay.
going slow enough to give myself time to work out I can get into either of them? It'll take us a little while to get down there. And if you turn the engine back on, I can stop getting wet.
Are we on? No, we're not on. I do this every time.
Continuous recording will
Tell you
now
what, if we
start.
just take it out of gear for a moment. Front windscreen. Is it misted up a little bit?
Yeah.
How can we clear that?
Does this one do the same thing? No, because it doesn't have the little lines.
This one does it by blowing air onto it.
Okay.
Now how can we direct air onto the front windscreen?
Flip all these up. Is that what? Is it that one?
Is there anything that's...
Oh, what was that?
Well, should we try that? How fast do you want the air to blow?
Quite fast.
Okay, how can you do that? That cleared it?
Yeah.
Two will probably do.
That's as fast as you can. Which one was it on before?
Has it cleared?
Yeah.
And you are directing air onto there, so it's still going to carry on onto there. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you one other thing I was going to mention. Because we've got rain, it's a bit murky. Is there anything we could do to sort of increase our visibility to other road users?
Put our lights on.
Okay. Something else for you to fiddle with.
I'm going to go up first time this time. Nope, that is the indicator.
It used to be
You
the
know that.
indicators.
You know that.
That's on auto, so that you can have an auto setting. When it's dark enough, they'll go on their own. That's... So, what about the... Any idea what those green symbols on the dashboard are telling you in terms of lights?
Is that one there? Oh, that one there, the main light's the one on the right.
Yeah, that's dipped headlights.
Yeah.
The one on the left?
On the side, is there like side lights? Yeah.
What's the use of them?
Maybe now when it's just a bit.
They're about as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Nothing.
They're historic, really.
They're there.
Parking lights, but yeah. We ain't going to drive on side lights only.
No.
Especially if we drive back on the A30 in weather like this.
Yeah.
And we see the silver cars with no lights and the silver cars with side lights. And how late you actually see them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
We're just following the road around.
That's the left, yeah.
Some kids had a little issue with someone that drove past when we were talking. It was the women in the cars right of way, but the kids had not been doing their theory test pro and just decided it was their right of way.
They hadn't done 23 hours continuous.
I don't know how that happened. Because I checked and I didn't think I had the app open, so maybe
Well,
it's just maybe.
well, you
it's
looked
like,
at how many hours you've done.
Yeah.
It goes over 900.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there. I mean, I'll take it, but.
Well, Holly was doing well at 450. That's
Yeah,
all yours.
Not quite sure what that's all about.
Just following the road ahead. So tell me what sort of things along here you're looking out for and you're anticipating.
Children, car doors opening, people walking out, driveways, everything, people turning out of there.
Bunch of flowers. The road's about to bend round to the right.
Some child without any tights on, he must be quite cold.
That white car there helping you or not?
No.
What if something comes the other way? Here, what if something comes towards us?
We've got some gaps there and
Yeah.
there.
See, yeah. Who's got gaps? Is it just you or is it both of you?
Both of us.
You know, so it's whose gap comes first, that sort of thing.
I've only set the sensors off once so far on a speed bump this week.
Yeah, that's a horrible speed bump, that one as well. I think you'd struggle not to set it off. As you pulled in here, were you aware of the cyclists on your inside?
No.
You might
No,
not.
because I hadn't tipped my mirror.
Okay, there wasn't one, but
No.
if there had have been, it's going left here.
Trusted you then, I didn't think there was either.
But if you're going to pull in like that, just have a little check. Because again,
Come on then. Now I've got myself stuck here. Don't be nice to people
what do you
jumping.
think? Do you think you could fit through there?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, look, I'm glad you stopped. Much rather you did that than went and oh no, we can't actually fit through. But, well done. At the end of the road, we'll turn left. You can signal now because that's a no entry. God, how lucky did you get there? No, not too fast here because I have had people.
you've had me drive you into that curve.
Oh, right.
I'll say done that one myself.
Right, now we've got an easy one at the roundabout. This time it's just a left turn. You've got to go all the way down to come back up to do the right turn. I wasn't absolutely certain you were going to change gear if we'd moved off
Yeah, which
before we
wouldn't have
stopped.
been great.
So underneath that car is the arrow.
Yeah. Left.
Do you have to signal?
No. But I can, like
I think this is one place, particularly this turn here, where it is not that important. Because it's a big roundabout, there's no pedestrian crossing over there, and the drivers coming up the other road, you're nowhere near them. So I think this is one of the places where it's a bit superfluous. Maybe I'd put one on back there just to let other drivers know I was going to stay in this lane. But
lorry driver's done it. He's telling people. He's not. To be fair, he's not in the lane yet, is he?
No, because they've got the bollards back there. That's why nobody else is coming up here.
Yeah.
Because the road's blocked. Well, what's causing the queue?
Traffic light?
Well, that great big lorry
Yeah.
got up there. So hopefully that's the cause for a lot of this. How much of it will still be there when we come back up? Only time will tell.
Yeah. There's one learner in there.
Anybody waiting at the crossing?
Yeah. Looking a bit damp.
Looks like they could be practicing a bit of clutch control, Jasmine, coming back up.
Yay! I did my bit last week when I didn't stop for a single traffic light.
Oh, that's right.
On the way back. I was like, I will not be stopping. I should have stopped and practiced my start, but...
Like we said at the start, why give yourself more work than you really have to? So what we're going to do when we come down to the roundabout is we're going to go all the way round it. And then come back up here.
All stairs, you saw the sign. They followed me this whole way. Just now decided.
Well, a lot of people do that. You sit behind you and you think, oh, you're going to go. No, you're not. Oh, yes, you are. So we're going to treat this as a right turn on the roundabout.
Mr. Tesco's had his wrong indicator on.
Where on the road do you want to be at the moment? Yep. Well done.
Tesco's went up here but was indicating around. Can't confuse me like that.
Oh, well, people are designed to do that, so let's make sure. It's difficult to see the lanes, so what do you want to do now?
Go that.
There we go. There's the benefit of the signal.
I'll switch.
We're going to turn left onto the canal in a moment, are we?
Yeah, we're going for a swim.
And how hard's it raining? What about knocking the whole thing up? Yeah, that's sort of grabbing speed. Now let's just take stock along here. We know at the end of this road we want to turn right.
So we want to get...
Why not see what you can do here? Is he letting you go? No, like how he is. Oh, maybe he is. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
No, normally it's nowhere near as busy as this. I'll be doing this much further up.